Hello, 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 hello. Wherever you are in the world, welcome, 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 welcome to today's discourse. For now, we're doing a lot of monologues, but we're going to have some dialogues. We're going to have some panels here very soon, as I invite others that I've mentored over years to actually participate in the conversation, and individuals that have been a part of the journey throughout the course of the last few decades, and share with you certain perspectives that I believe will be helpful. So, if you do not know my name is Dr. Harry Benjamin. I'm Jamaican American, currently living in Lagos, Nigeria. I've lived in different parts of the world, about to go and invest some time in the United States of America. So I'm pretty excited about the season that I'm entering into. I won't dive too much into that today. But today's topic, as the commitment is each week, my wife's inspiration is that I should share from the depth of experiences that we've had over the almost 3 decades I've been in business, and she's been in business with me as well alongside. Both of us run different things together, and we're doing different things now. So I'm very, very excited about that idea that she had shared and asked me to do, because the feedback has been great. So here's today's topic: Do we need mentors? Do we need mentors? And when I started my automobile business, and we were running that in Jamaica, I didn't even know about the concept of mentoring. I didn't even know there was something called mentoring. So I did everything pretty much based on my level of understanding and the ideas that I caught from what it is that I was doing. And I remember quite clearly when we started to slide down the mountainside, because when we started off in automobile business, business kind of went like this. Each year it was just growing, growing, growing. In 2003, it peaked, and I noticed that it started to flatten. And in 2005, it started to go in the opposite direction. And that's when I started to try to do other things to be able to bring in additional revenues, to be able to actually, meet that decline or dip that we started to see. And I remember when I visited a particular merchant bank in Jamaica, a gentleman, Chris, can't remember his last name now, and Gary, both of them ran that merchant bank together. The name slips me now. But both of them together, when I sat down with them and shared with them what I wanted to do, because I wanted to raise some capital to be able to pump into our business. And I had this huge loan portfolio where, clients owed us money for vehicles that we had sold them on terms. And they suggested that I sell that portfolio. But at the time, for us, that was the best part of our cash flow. And they advised me to, sell that part of the asset portfolio, raise the cash I needed to put it into what I needed to do, and so someone else would have control of that. And I said, no, but that's the best part of my business. But looking back, that was some great advice, because we went ahead and we took loans instead of selling that equity that we had. And last week I spoke about loans versus equity. If I had taken that advice, the trajectory would have been different. But of course, I had other lessons to learn why I wasn't aware that that was really great advice that was being given. And what it comes to is that teaching that says there's wisdom in the multitude of counsel. Because myself and my wife, we were the ones running the show. We didn't have anyone else that was giving us any guidance. Because I didn't know that you could actually have mentorship through books, you could have mentorship through relationships that you develop with others. There were trainings and seminars happening on business development. I didn't understand the importance of being someone who should be constantly learning and growing and developing oneself. And I didn't know these things when I was running our automobile business back in Jamaica. So if you're a young entrepreneur, or you're an existing entrepreneur that's been in business for several years, I really want to encourage you to, one, you need to constantly be reading, you need to constantly be learning, especially in the space of business. You need to be reading about what's happening in other industries, what's happening in the world. You need to become really up to date. You also need to be focused on your personal development, your business development. You really need to have books. You need to have they always say, I learned it through coming up in network marketing, that, poor people have big plasma screen televisions, and rich and wealthy people have very big libraries. So it's really important to actually be a reader. Leaders are readers, and if you read long enough, you eventually could become a leader. So I'm encouraging you, if you're an entrepreneur, you're developing, you're young, you're coming up, one of the key things to maintain and sustain is to ensure that you have a reading library and to identify mentors. If I look when I look back, nobody has to have a mentor. Let me just make that clear. Nobody has to have one. So the answer to that question is no, you don't need a mentor. Right? You could mentor yourself. And I buy into this statement: man who has himself for a mentor has a fool for a mentor. And that statement resonates with me. Because what happens is that the thoughts that we have had, the best thinking we have had, has taken us to where we are right now. So to go higher than where we are, what we have to do is that we need to have a higher level of thinking. So we have to associate ourselves with people who are thinking at a higher level than we are, so that we can actually absorb their level of thinking and raise our level of thinking. Einstein said that. He was the one who said that the best thinking that you have had has taken to where you are. So therefore, you cannot go above your level of thinking. So all human beings, we act from our highest level of understanding. So it's really, really important, ladies and gentlemen, that we raise our level of thinking. And mentorship is one of the key areas. When you have the opportunity to have someone who's much more successful than you are in your area or in an area that you're venturing into, that's really important. Because when I look back, some of the mistakes that we made, going into real estate at the wrong time and investing millions, that mistake that I mentioned, not actually selling the loan aspect of our investment, of our business, instead of borrowing more money to solve the challenge. And I remember, man, if we had sold that loan portfolio, it would have generated a lot of money at the time, because it was very, very valuable. It was worth millions of dollars at the time. So if we had sold it, we would have had the cash pump into the business, generated more cash. We're free of debt, not under anybody trying to force you to pay money, not interest accumulating on your balance sheet, even when the economy is going down. So it's really, really important to have mentorship. I cannot underscore how valuable that is. You learn through two ways. Either we learn through mentors or we learn through mistakes. Mentors or mistakes. Those are the two ways you're going to learn. So you could go ahead, forget about mentorship, and learn all of the mistakes on your own and get all the bruises, the bumps, and all of that we had to go through. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope that tip today resonated with someone. If you did, put something in the chat on this YouTube, or send me a message. Let's keep this dialogue going. And ladies and gentlemen, share this with friends and family so that more of us can actually eliminate some of these errors that we generally make because of not having someone or other people in our circle who are going to guide us and help us to make it along the way. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you all. You are already blessed. I'm going to change that statement, because God has blessed each and every one of us already. So God doesn't need to bless us. We are already blessed. We just need to be receptive and open to release those blessings that are loaded and coded within us before time began. So, all right, bye-bye. Love you all. I'll see you on the next call. Or not call, but stream next time. All right, bye-bye.